Hi, hello. Have you on the chat to see who we've got out there? With three waiting so far. I think I've got a fair idea who they'll be, but let's have a look. Let's get on the chat. I thought it might be June. All right, with ya. And Richard, bonjour to you, Richard. And Stacey, evening. I don't think our Carol will be with us tonight, so we'll be one team down. Excuse me. I'll see if Stephen and Jeanette are there. And our Dawn, possibly. Oh, there's Dawn. Good evening, Media. Hope you're doing well. And there's Stephen and Jeanette. And Cotton. Oof. Evening, Stephen. As I say, I think that's all we'll be getting tonight because our Carol's busy, I think. Okay, I'll give you the subjects the quiz will be on tonight. Question 1 is general knowledge. 2 is words. 3 is pop. 4 is food and drink. 5 is TV. 6 is sport. 7 is films. 8 is literature. 9 is names. And 10 is animals. That's your selection tonight. We might as well get cracking. Start with question 1 on general knowledge. First part. With which country do you associate the politician Jomo Kenyatta? With which country do you associate the politician Jomo Kenyatta? Question 2. Of which country is El Al the national airline? Of which country is El Al the national airline? That's just ELAL. Question 3. In which sport did Jahangir Khan achieve fame? Was it badminton or squash? In which sport did Jahangir Khan achieve fame? Badminton or squash? Question 4. Which Russian leader was briefly deposed whilst on holiday in 1991? Which Russian leader was briefly deposed whilst on holiday in 1991? And question 5. Which crime writer created Private Eye? Philip Marlowe. Which crime writer created Private Eye? Philip Marlowe. Okay, question 2 is on words. Words. This week you've got 2 questions to each part. The answer to the first clue is a 5-letter word. The answer to the second clue is a 6-letter word. It is an anagram of the first answer with 1 added letter. Have you got that? 2 questions to each part. The answer to the first clue is 5 letters. The answer to the second clue is 6 letters. It's made up of those 5 letters in the first answer plus 1 other, and it's an anagram. Okay, you'll get it once we get into the questions if you haven't got it already. So question 1, there's 2 parts. Question 1, Paddington and Yogi. The second part, they hold your trousers up. Paddington and Yogi, and they hold your trousers up. First answer is 5 letters. The second answer is the same 5 letters mixed up with 1 added letter. Excuse me. If you're struggling with this, by all means, send us a little note on the chat and I'll try and explain it again, but I think it's fairly gettable. Question 2, Father Christmas. The second part, the name of an airline. Father Christmas and the name of an airline. Question 3, wood or metal turning tool. The second part, Shakespeare play. Wood or metal turning tool. The Shakespeare play. Question 4, the species of tree of the birch family. The second part, a baby's bed, usually on rockers or hanging from a tree in the olden days. The species of tree of the birch family, and a baby's bed, usually on rockers or hanging from a tree, possibly. Excuse me. And question 5, speed and a European capital city. Speed, another word for speed, and a European capital city. We've got all the answers down, senders are ready through. Yeah, speed. S-P-E-E-D. Another word for speed. These ones must be taking a little more time to think about, eh? Excuse me. Richard's ready. Stacy ready. Stephen ready. Dawn's ready. It's written on June. June ready. Okay. The answer is general knowledge. Jomo Kenyatta is associated with Kenya. Became our first president. El Al is the national airline of Israel. Jahangir Khan was a world champion squash player. The Russian leader deposed whilst on holiday in 1991 was Mikhail Gorbachev. And the crime writer who created Private Eye Philip Marlowe was Raymond Chandler. The words round. Paddington and Yogi are bears, and they hold up your trousers, braces. You get bears at a sea, mix them up, and you get braces. Excuse me. Two's Father Christmas, that's Santa, and the name of an airline, Qantas. Qantas. A wood or metal turning tool and a Shakespeare play. It's a lathe and Hamlet. Species of tree of the birch family and a baby's bed. That's an alder tree, ALDER, and a cradle. And speed and the European capital city. That's haste and Athens. Haste and Athens. Excuse me. When you get your scores, send them through. Richard 6. Dawn 8. Stephen 7. Stacey 5. And June. Cedar. Unlucky. 9 out of 10 now, June. That's the winning score so far. That's June on 9, Dawn on 8, Stephen on 7, Richard on 6, and Stacey on 5. Okay, we're going to round 3, pop music. Clothing tonight. I'll give you the artist and the year. What hit did these people have that had an item of clothing in the title? I'll give you the artist or group, and I'll give you the year. What hit did they have in that year? With the song title, it has an item of clothing in it. Excuse me. Question 1. Neil Diamond, 1979. Neil Diamond, 1979. Have you missed anything, Stephen? Start around 3. Okay, it's pop music. I'll give you the artist or the group and the year. What year? In that year, what hit did the artist have that has an item of clothing in the title? It has an item of clothing in the title. The only one I've read out so far was Neil Diamond, 1979. It had a hit in 79. The song whose title had an item of clothing in it. Question 2. The group Traffic in 1967. Traffic, 1967. Number 3, Madness, 1980. Madness, 1980. Number 4, Justin Timberlake featuring Jay-Z in 2013. Justin Timberlake featuring Jay-Z in 2013. Question 5, Paul Young in 1983. Paul Young in 1983. Question 4 is food and drink. These are all options questions. I'll give you 4 answers. You just need to choose one of them. Question 1, what vitamin is most prominent in an orange? Is it A, D, C, or E? What vitamin is most prominent in an orange? A, D, C, E. Question 2. Which British queen shares her name with a variety of plum? Is Joan, Mary, Elizabeth, or Victoria? Which British queen shares her name with a variety of plum? Joan, Mary, Elizabeth, Victoria. Question 3. Which cyclist is also the name of a type of banana? Is it Armstrong, Merckx, Cavendish, or Wiggins? Which cyclist is also the name of a type of banana? Armstrong, Merckx, Cavendish, Wiggins. Excuse me. Question 4. Where do French beans actually originate? In Spain, France, Australia, or America? Where do French beans actually originate? Spain, France, Australia, or America? Question 5. What word can come before giant in the name of a type of carrot? Is it late, night, early, or day? So is there a type of carrot called a late giant, a night giant, an early giant, What a day, giant. I got your answers. Send us ready. Stacey ready. Richard ready. Dawn ready. June ready. And Stephen's ready. Who would we go 5? We should zip through the night without having to wait for our wedding all the time. Right, the pop. Neil Diamond, 1979, had a hit with Forever in Blue Jeans. Traffic in 1967, Hole in My Shoe. Madness in 1980, Baggy Trousers. Justin Timberlake in 2013, Suit and Tie. And Paul Young, 1983, Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home. Excuse me. Question 4, food and drink. What vitamin is most prominent in an orange? That's vitamin C. British Queen that shares her name with a variety of plum is Victoria. The famous cyclist that's also a type of banana is a Cavendish. French beans actually originate in France. And what word can go before giant in the name of a type of carrot? It's an early carrot. An early giant is a type of carrot. Early giant. You got your scores? Let's have them. Right, so we've got Richard 6, that's 12. Stacey 7, that's 12. Dawn 9, that's 17. Excuse me. Stephen 8, that's 15. And June 7, that's 16. With Dawn out in the lead on 17, June on 16, Stephen on 15, Stacey and Richard both on 12. Okay, question 5 is on TV. All 5 parts. Name the first 5 actors to play Doctor Who. The first 5 actors to play Doctor Who. Oh, we've got a Whovian. Oh, yes. Well, they should exterminate everybody else in this room, Richard. Exterminate. Okay, question 6 is on sport. 1 to 5. 1 to 5. This means the answers are the numbers 1 to 5 with no number repeated. So there's 5 questions. The answer to each question is a number between 1 and 5. None of the numbers are repeated. Okay. Question 1. How many points is the brown ball worth in snooker? How many points is the brown ball worth in snooker? Question 2. How many times can a team touch a volleyball before it has to cross the net? How many times can a team touch a volleyball before it has to cross the net? Question 3. How many times can a horse win the Epsom Derby? How many times can a horse win the Epsom Derby? Excuse me. Question 4. How many points do you get if you score a try in rugby union? How many points do you get if you score a try in rugby union? And question 5. As at the end of 2022, how many England players have won the Golden Boot at the Men's FIFA World Cup? As at the end of 2022, how many England players have won the Golden Boot at the Men's FIFA World Cup? And you've got all the answers. Send us a ready through. Dawn's ready. Richard's ready. Stacey's ready. Stephen ready. And June ready. Okay, TV. The first 5 actors to play Doctor Who were William Hartnell, was the original, followed by Patrick Troughton, then John Pertwee, then the great Tom Baker, and then Peter Davidson. Peter Davidson was the 5th one. In sport, the answers are numbers 1 to 5. Brown ball in snooker is worth 4. How many times can a team touch a volleyball? Excuse me, a volleyball before it has to cross the net. That's 3. How many times can a horse win the Epsom Derby? Just the once. It's just for 3-year-olds. How many points you get if you score a try in rugby union? You get 5, which leaves you with the number of England players who won the Golden Boot at the World Cup, and that's 2. Gary Lineker and Harry Kane, if you're interested. I nearly give you a massive clue at the end of that question. That's what I was going to say. Give you a bonus point if you name both of them, but that would give it away, really, wouldn't it? Right, Dawn 6. It's 23. Richard 8. That's 20. Moving to the forefront here, I think. Oh, Stephen, 10 out of 10. 25. Stacey 8 is 20. And June 6, 22. So we've got new leaders with Stephen and Jeanette on 25, Dawn on 23, June 22, Stacey and Richard keeping pace with each other on 20. We're going to question 7 on films. Famous dogs. Famous dogs. Excuse me. Question 1. What breed of dog was Lassie in the film Lassie Come Home? And quite a few of our films. What breed of dog was Lassie in the Lassie films? Two, what breed of dog was Toto in The Wizard of Oz? What breed of dog was Toto in The Wizard of Oz? Question 3. What breed of dog was Marley in the film Marley and Me? What breed of dog was Marley in the film Marley and Me? Four. What breed of dog was Rin Tin Tin in the films of the 1930s? What breed of dog was Rin Tin Tin? The films of the 1930s. Very famous dog in film history. And 5. What breed of dog was Beethoven in the film series of the 90s and 2000s? What breed of dog was Beethoven? There's 2 or 3 films in the 90s and early 2000s, I think. Question 8 is on literature. Opening lines. I'll give you the author and the opening line of a famous book. Can you name the book? I'll give you the author and the opening line. Name the book. Number 1, the author was Frank Baum. The opening line was, Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies with Uncle Harry, who was a farmer, And Aunt M, who was the farmer's wife. Frank Baum was the author. Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairies with Uncle Harry, who was a farmer, and Aunt Em, who was the farmer's wife. Number 2, the author was Charles Dickens. The opening line, Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. Charles Dickens, Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. Number 3, the author was Alex Haley. Alex Haley. The opening line, early in the spring of 1750, in the village of Jafua, 4 days upriver from the coast of Gambia, West Africa, a man-child was born to Omoro and Binta Kinte. Alex Haley book. Early in the spring of 1750, in the village of Jafua, 4 days upriver from the coast of Gambia, West Africa, a man-child was born to Omoro and Binta Kinte. Number 4, excuse me, the author was Harper Lee. The opening line, when he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. Harper Lee novel. When he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. And number 5, excuse me, the author was William Golding. The opening line, the boy with fair hair lowered himself down the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way towards the lagoon. William Golding novel. The boy with fair hair lowered himself down the last few feet of rock and began to pick his way towards the lagoon. When you've got your answers, sounds are ready. Richard's ready. Stacey's ready. June's ready. Dawn's ready. And Stephen ready. Okay, question 7 was films. The dogs. What breed of dog was Lassie? It was a collie, a wolf collie. Toto in The Wizard of Oz was a Cane Terrier. Marley in the film Marley and Me was a Labrador Retriever. Rin Tin Tin was a German Shepherd, an Alsatian. And Beethoven, in the Beethoven films, was a St. Bernard. And the books, the Frank Baum book, Dorothy lived in the midst of the great Kansas prairie, all that lot. Big hint in the question before, The Wizard of Oz. Charles Dickens, Marley was dead to begin with. That's A Christmas Carol. Alex Haley, a man-child born to a Morrowan Binta Kinte, called Kunta Kinte in Roots. Harper Lee, when he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken. That was To Kill a Mockingbird. And William Golding, the boy with the fair hair, etc., was Lord of the Flies. You got your scores, send them through. Stephen 7 is 32. Stacey 7 is 27. Richard 9, great round, Richard, 29. Dawn 7 is 30. June score. June 9, another great round, 31. So we're getting close at the top. We've got Stephen just in the lead on 32. June on 31, Dawn on 30, Richard on 29, and Stacey on 27. Cracking scores. With the last two questions. Or the last two rounds, anyway. Question 9 is on names. Double-barreled names. Clues to people who have double-barreled names. Number 1, starred in the 1978 film Grease. Starred in the 1978 film Grease. Number 2, starred in the 1992 film The Last of the Mohicans. Starred in the 1992 film The Last of the Mohicans. Number 3, starred in TV's satirical comedy series Not the 9 O'Clock News. Starred in TV's satirical comedy series Not the 9 O'Clock News. Number 4, starred in the 1999 film Entrapment and the 1990s TV version of The Darling Buds of May. Starred in the 1999 film Entrapment and the 1990s TV version of The Darling Buds of May. And 5, MP for North East Somerset since 2010. Now a backbencher, he served as Leader of the House of Commons from 2019 to 2022. Excuse me. An MP for North East Somerset since 2010. Now a backbencher, he served as Leader of the House of Commons from 2019 to 2022. Most people have double-barreled names. Excuse me. And question 10 is on animals. First part. The American alligator can grow up to what length? Is it 2 meters, 4 meters, or 6 meters? The American alligator can grow up to what length? 2 meters, 4 meters, or 6 meters? These are all multiple answer questions. So, question 2. Which shark is the second largest and is slow moving and prone to swimming or floating on the surface with its mouth agape? Is it the whale shark, the basking shark, or the great white shark? Second largest of the shark family, slow moving, prone to swimming or floating on the surface with its mouth agape. Is it the whale shark, a basking shark, or a great white shark? Excuse me. Question 3. Is a bobcat a type of puma, lynx, or jaguar? Is a bobcat a type of puma, lynx, or jaguar? Excuse me. Question 4. What type of animal is a bonito? That's Bonito. Is it a small rodent, small bird, or a small fish? A bonito. A small rodent, small bird, or a small fish? Excuse me. And question 5. Which bird lays the smallest eggs? Is it a hummingbird, a tit, or a finch? Which bird lays the smallest eggs? A hummingbird, a tit, or a finch? When you get your answers, send us a ready through. Richard's ready. Stacey's ready. Dawn's ready. Stephen's ready. And June's ready. Okay, the double-barreled names. Starred in the 1978 film Grease. That was Olivia Newton-John. Starred in the 1992 film The Last of the Mohicans. Daniel Day-Lewis. Starred in Not the 9 O'Clock News. Griff Rhys-Jones. Starred in the film Entrapment and the TV version of The Darling Buds. Catherine Zeta-Jones. And the MP for North East Somerset was Leader of the House of Commons last year. Was Jacob Rees-Mogg. Animals: the American alligator can grow up to 6 meters. The second largest shark is a basking shark. A bobcat is a type of lynx. A bonito is a small fish. And the bird that lays the smallest eggs is the hummingbird. When you've got your scores, send them through. It's nice and close. Stacey 7 gives you 34. Richard 7 gives you 36. Dawn 9, nice score Dawn, 39. Stephen 8 gives you 40. We need a 10 out of 10 from June here, and we'll just get a 9, which gives you 40 June. So your joint winners tonight, Stephen and Jeanette, and June and Mick. With Dawn in third place on 39, followed by Richard on 36, and Stacey on 34. Nice and close this week. Some great answers as usual. Good quizzing, everybody. Good banter, boys. Good banter. No bother, Richard. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks, June. Cheers, Stacey. Okay, everybody. Enjoy yourself. Cheers, Stephen. See you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Good night. God bless.